Alright, so is this better off than the Razer Kishi? I'm Ryojian and welcome to the channel. So right off the bat, it's not going to be as portable as having both of them side by side. The X2 is like 1.5 times longer than the Kishi, which honestly isn't really that big of a deal breaker if you look at them in real life. But if you have smaller pockets, I would automatically go with the Kishi just because it's more portable. Besides that, there's the swap face buttons on the GameSir, but it's really not that bad because if you can configure the controls, it's fine. If the game won't let you map out the buttons, then you should probably go with the Kishi because it's basically a modified Xbox controller. The advantage of the X2 is that you get the screen cap button, which a lot of people mention is something that's actually worth buying the controller for. Personally, I don't see the value, but I'm not the type that would be fine with using it with or without. So if you really like that screen cap button, then gotta go with the X2. The analog sticks on the X2 are smaller than the Kishi, but it comes with those like analog add-ons where they give you a bigger surface area on the top of the analog stick, so they have that going for them, which is nice. However, they fall off pretty easily, so be careful when you put the controller in your pocket because those things will just fly right out. Overall, the buttons are just smaller than the Kishi, so if you have larger hands, well, I guess I would say if you have larger thumbs, because how big your thumbs are, the X2 is more colorful, but the Kishi resembles an Xbox controller, so I guess depending on taste, if you want the controller for aesthetics, both of them have the USB-C slot for charging, but the X2 is limited on some phones, and I believe the Kishi works with all phones. The X2 have the advantage when it comes to the type of phones that can fit, because I've seen people that use the Samsung Fold for the X2, and there's no way the Kishi can do that because of the frame on the Kishi. You're pretty limited to what phones work. They have a list of phones that would work, but I would say if you're planning on buying the Kishi, trying it out first to make sure it fits your phone before making the purchase. In terms of the phone's width, with the X2 is the clear winner because there are no barriers. So I've seen people use folding phones in this controller, and that seems super badass because you have a pocket-sized gaming tablet, and I love that concept. Hopefully there will be more folding gaming phones in the near future, and I think that would be a great idea. In terms of the height for the phone, I would go with the Razer Kishi because it's stretched out further than the X2. Honestly, I don't think phones will be getting any taller because it's getting pretty ridiculous as it is. So, I mean, I hope not, but who knows? If you have a folding phone and you want a controller, then your only choice is the X2, so I think there's that. Personally, I don't plan on getting a folding phone anytime soon because they don't have micro SD support, and sadly I don't think any newer phones will have micro SD support, so my options are pretty limited anyways, which is why I picked the Kishi over the X2 for this section personally. Overall, I would say the X2 wins on the clamp because it's just more accessible to different phones. At the phones, both controllers are at the same price, so if I have to choose one, and to be honest, I actually already did, I'm going with the Kishi just because it's not as painful to play those arcade games and it's more portable than the X2, but that's me. I'm the type of guy that likes the flexibility, but if you carry around a small bag and you have a folding phone, then the X2 is the clear winner because you don't have a choice. at least by the time I post the video, or I may have posted this video in the future and you do. Who knows? If you do want a Switch emulation, then the X2 is also the clear winner because that's also your only choice with the same condition as the foldable phones. Honestly, I can't see why I would pick the X2 over the Kishi personally, because it's painful to play those arcade games, and that's a real deal breaker for me. Objectively speaking, the X2 is the winner because of compatibility, so that if you go with the X2 but you're like me, then you go with the Kishi. I hate to end the video without declaring a winner, so I'm gonna give the win to the X2 because I feel like it's more suitable for most people, but personally I'm keeping the Kishi. If you like the video, click like, subscribe, thumbs up, click the bell for more content. You guys stay awesome.